Alright, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to continue with our jQuery part, right? And we are going to see some more functions and methods that you can use to, basically use the DOM manipulation to make changes to your page, add interactivity and all, right? So these are basically, I've listed out the methods that we're going to learn. These first three we had learned in the last video, right? .css is used for changing the CSS, and this is actually a really powerful function, and this has various benefits over the normal raw JavaScript, right? .text is a replacement of text content in vanilla.js, right? Vanilla.js is the raw JS, if you don't remember, right? And HTML is a replacement of inner HTML, all right? So now we're going to see these two things, these are basically the 5 things that we learned in raw vanilla.js 2, and hence these are the 5 things that we'll see in jQuery 2. And once we're done with this, then we can move on and try to do something else, right? So now let's just start with this, right? And first of all, I've listed them here, so I'm not going to show all of them to you on the docs, but what you can do is you can visit the docs, and I mean, if you are confused about what any of them might do, then you can visit the doc, search for that particular one, and you can get this detailed description. For example, I have the attribute open here, and you can see that description. They'll give you various examples and various uses, and that will help you actually do this, right? All right, so now let's just start. Here I have my standard jQuery demo page, which I've been using for the last 2 videos too, right? And in this, we're just gonna see all these other styles, right? So the first we're gonna see is add class, right? And these three, I'm sure you must have figured out by yourself that they are the replacements for the class list thing that we had in vanilla.js, right? This is simply used to add a class to an element, this is used to remove, and this is used to toggle. So let's just see simple one-line examples for all of them, right? So what I'll do is I'll make a class of special, and I'll give this, let's say, color green, right? And I'll give, and the reason I'm not getting a color coding in this is because I have not made a style tag. And now I move this down, all right? And here I'll give background color, and I'll make it blue, right? And I'll give a border of 2 pixel solid purple, all right? And I don't need the dash here. Right, so now I have a special class which will apply some special styles to an element, but of course I've not actually applied that class to anything yet, and hence we do not see anything changing here. So now we can just inspect, and I'll have to restart this. Right, so this is what we have, and so let me just open this up. I had this open already, but that can be a problem sometimes. So I'll open this way, right? Forget about what I had, because that is actually a thing that we do not have yet. So don't worry about that. So here I have my page, and if I see, I do have my special class made inside this style, but of course I've not applied that to anything, and hence those random styles are not showing up. So here first, let's just do our thing. First of all, if I type jQuery, I'm getting something back, meaning my jQuery is perfectly installed. The next thing I can do is I can select something. So let's say I want to select DH1, and so I'll just do this first, and I'll see that I'm getting the right thing. So now the next thing I can do if I want to add a class is I can write add class, right? And if I just do this, then obviously there's nothing going to happen, because the simple class that's added is actually null, right? Because we haven't written anything inside these parentheses. So what you have to do is you have to give the class name inside these parentheses, and let's say I type special. So now I see my special class has been applied to this similar h1, simple h1, right? And of course I could do that for other similar things too, like yellow. If you don't remember, yellow was the ID that we were using for the banana list item here, alright? So here we see that turns like that too. The next was .remove class. So of course we can do the same thing, that say I don't want this class in the banana, so I can simply do .remove class, and that removes my class for me, right? Easy enough. The next is a toggle class, of course. So what we'll do is we'll change this to toggle. So now as soon as I do this, this is added, but if I do this again, this is removed. And that's what toggle was for in vanilla JS too, right? So these are the basic functionalities of adding and removing a class using jQuery, alright? So now we have this .attr, right? That I can show you here. So even though it's not very difficult, right? That basically you can have two things. One is attribute name. So what you can do is, let's say I want to get the href of this particular a tag, right? First off, I'll use my complex selector to select this a tag, which is lia, meaning that anchor tags inside of a list item will give me only this, because this is outside of the UL. If you see in the code here, right? This is outside the UL and this is inside the li. So we're selecting only this link. And then I can do .attr, and inside I can do href. And I see I get www.www.com, right? So I'm simply getting the attribute by writing the attribute name in between these brackets in quotes, right? And what I can do here also is I can give a new attr by the name of www. Let's say not www.com. And now if I get this, I see I've changed my basic href for that, and in here too, if I see in the inspect thing, this was the li, right? I see my href has been changed. So yeah, that's working perfectly fine. Alright, so these were all the basic methods that you needed to know in jQuery. And now that you've seen this, you must have gotten an idea of how you can actually use jQuery, right? And I've finished jQuery really quick, and the reasons behind that are that this is not actually something very complex, so I obviously did not have to spend a lot of time on this. Plus, you are already aware of all the basic JavaScript things, like what is a function, what is an object, right? All those things. So we did not need to spend time on that. Plus, you are aware about everything using the DOM too, right? And this was just another syntax of writing the same thing. And the syntax is so really simple that there isn't any possible way that you could spend more time on this, right? Alright, so these are all the basic things that we've seen, and that's for this video. I'll see you in the next one.